I met Jerry. He worked at a dispensary. He was a guard there. He wanted people to think he was someone that he wasn't, like this big badass secret agent guy or something. He was just like lie to me about little things here and there. It was like, dude, you don't have to lie. Like, you don't have to tell me like you're a secret agent or Kim Possible or something. I stopped talking to Jerry, and he would call me and he's like, what's wrong? Why don't you see me anymore? And because I was like, I'm busy, dude. He's like, but we're still together, right? We're still dating, right? I was like, no, I don't have time for this right now. You're being very clingy and you're bothering me. And I met Philip. Me and Philip were only seeing each other for about 3 months. I always got this weird vibe from him. He would never take off his shirt in front of me. I think he was embarrassed or shy, and he had like this real dark energy following him all the time. He was different on social media than he was in person. He seemed super happy, vibrant, but when he was with me, like when we're hanging out, he was just kind of like, We were just chilling, we were watching a movie, and then he just started trying to like fill on me and stuff, and then he slowly like just kind of like covered my mouth. And he just started like squeezing my mouth so hard that it cut me, and it's been like 2 little light cuts right here and right here. And he was like giggling behind me. I almost passed out, and I got up and I left really fast. From that incident happening, like it had been a week almost, and so then I walk in his bedroom, and he jumped me from the behind, and he threw me on the bed, and he put my hands behind my back, and he tied my hands. For about 45 minutes I was there, and he was hitting me with his fists a little bit, just kind of like being a punk and a bully to me. And then he, proceeded to do, the whole bad stuff. And after that, he just laid there in the bed after he untied me, and he just like put his arms behind his head, and he was just like, like, oh, I'm the greatest ever. He just stayed there and he didn't say nothing to me, and I was like, really? So I got up and I left. He writes me that same day, like at the end of the night, and he goes, hey, are you okay? No, I'm not okay. You really fucked me up. What you did wasn't okay. He goes, oh God, now you too? And I was like, what do you mean now you too? You don't do that to people. He's like, I thought you liked it rough. Yeah, but we didn't talk about you forcing me to do all that stuff and you beating me up basically. Like basically it tortured me. He's like, you make me sick, you women nowadays. And I was like, whatever, dude. After that, Jerry shows up out of nowhere, and I'm checking the mail and it's dark already. And he goes, get in the car. He's like, I want to talk to you. So I get in. He sees the bruises all over me. And he's like, oh my God, what happened? Who did this to you? Nobody. I fell at work. You didn't fall at work. That's a handprint, Alex. He's like freaking out in the car. I'm like, it's nothing. Jerry, leave it alone. So we talked for a little bit, just like about how I was doing and what he was up to. And from there, from him seeing me that night, I wanted to assume that he went off of my Google account, which I logged on his computer a long time ago, which has my Google Maps, saves all my locations. I guess he was doing his little detective searching work, and he goes on Google Maps and screenshots a picture of his house. And he comes one night and he shows it to me. I was like, what are you doing, Jerry? Oh, nothing. Is this where the guy lives? And I said, no, that's not where he lives. What the fuck are you doing? I was super angry with him. He goes, he puts it away, the phone real quick. And I said, you have nothing to do with the situation. You need to leave that man alone. Time will handle whatever is going on. I was in Walmart with my mom, and she was reading something, and she was like, rest in peace, Philip. There's only like one Philip everyone knows in Pomona. First fucking thing that I thought was that fucking Jerry had something to do with it. I called him and I called him and I called him. He didn't answer for about 3 hours, which was not in the normal. Oh, what's up? I just got home. I said, Philip's dead. Did you have anything to do with this? He said, what? Philip's dead? It was so fake. Like, I can't believe that. Yeah, he's fucking dead, dude. Somebody fucking shot him like 12 times and blew up his fucking car with him inside of it. He blew up his fucking car. He threw gasoline on it when there was a little flame on it. Blew up in his face. Burned his whole side right here. They were showing Philip's car on TV, broadcasting it on the news all day, right there in front of his house, all burned up and stuff. Everyone thought it was the mafia that killed him. Dude, nobody gets shot that many times and blown up. There was nothing left of Philip. It was all ashes. They said in the papers that whoever did this was going to have burns on their bodies. Numbnuts didn't know, like, oh, if I throw a little bit of gas on a small little fire, it's not going to really blow up. It blew up. And it burned like all of this right here. He told me he got hurt at work doing something, so he had his hand wrapped up. He had been wearing a hat. He took off the hat. He had like a rash. I said, what happened to your hair? He said that his brother came in while he was asleep and shaved the top of his head. And it looked shaved. It didn't look burned right here, but it singed everything. So I think he cut it over it. I said, is that a rash? Yeah. He goes, I think those blades were like rusty or something. And I was like, okay. Like I believed it like a dumb idiot. 5 days later, they came and they actually raided his house with like SWAT and everything. And the bail was $2 million something. I want to say that he left DNA at the scene of the crime. I'm not sure what kind, but I would assume skin or whatever falls off of you when you get burned. They DNA swab people when you get arrested. So I guess that DNA that they found on the floor was in the system. In the days following after Philip's death, I told him, I know you fucking did it. I was trying to get him to confess to me, but he never did. And he still maintains his innocence, like till this day. He's still writing my grandma's house and he still thinks that I'm his girlfriend or fiance. I had to change my number so many times, and I actually just started getting calls from the jail again. And this is the third or fourth number that I've changed. I don't know how he keeps getting it. Dude, we haven't seen each other for like 6 months. He writes me like 4 or 5 pages and he sends me cards with like drawings and stuff. He's like, hold it down for me. I'll be back soon. We'll get married and we'll go move to Montana and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you're not getting out soon. And as much as it hurts for you to hear that, like, you're not going to get out. I know that he had gotten, he said, burned by a girl. She was pregnant with his child, and I guess she totally broke his heart, got an abortion, all this crazy stuff. So I want to say that his mind was probably very, very delicate, and he was just like very, very clingy. And I think that's why, because he was scared of losing another person or something. I don't know. His mentality was like very babyish, and he was a big mama's boy too. You know, everyone's like, oh yeah, her crazy stalker ex-boyfriend killed Philip, but nobody really knows why. They're actually praising Philip in the city after he died. The mayor of Pomona even wrote something like, oh, this kid was such a good young man. Yeah, that kind of pissed me off that they were like praising him like that. I'm like, if you guys really knew. I found out that he did it to like, I think 3 other females. And that's only because one of my close friends was best friends with him in high school. Oh yeah, she goes, Philip was all fucked up in high school. Like, he was drunk every day of school. For 4 years, he was just drunk. You're only trying to like ease some kind of pain. You're a teenager. You don't need to be drinking, getting wasted like that. He was going through some shit too. I heard rumors that his stepbrother had abused him growing up. And now I'm doing a lot better than I was before. A year barely passed in September. I was doing really, really bad last year. I was walking and we got off my friend's car and my body just like went limp. My friend had to fucking drag me in the house, and it felt like it was just tightening and tightening. And that happens every now and then. And I don't know what my body goes through, but my body just goes limp and I just fall on the floor. When I sleep at night, I would shake and I would like get scared and I'd wake up. And that was going on for like almost a whole year. It barely stopped like recently. So I haven't actually gotten like any good sleep in the last year either. But now it's like slowly getting better, and like my mindset is like a lot better now.